as teachers, we work so hard inside the classroom. And I think that we work equally hard, if not harder, outside of the classroom to prepare those resources. So all of the different aspects that I'm going to be talking about today are going to be how to streamline working smarter, not harder. Especially with this new curriculum rolling in, lots of us had to kind of adapt our resources into a digital world that weren't necessarily meant for a digital world, and maybe our Google Drives are a little bit chaotic and wild. This new curriculum is the opportunity to start fresh, to start streamlining collaboration, to make sure that you can reuse resources next year and you can continue to make them better. The weekly team collaboration document. So these are the Google Slides that I was talking about. We hyperlink Google Slides for collaboration as kind of like a one-stop shop for all of our resources. So we have Google Slides that we share. We have digital workbooks that we share. We just link them into our Google Slides, and then it's kind of a nice one-stop shop for all. It streamlines our team meetings every week, and we can kind of like talk about what our goals are with those resources. I have added a template if you're interested in the way that this flows. If you click on that link, it'll make a copy for you. And it's already linked with the rest of the weeks for the entire year. So you can click on any of the weeks and it's ready to go to streamline collaboration with you and your team. The little icon in the top takes you back to the front page so you can have easy access to any week in the year. And then we have a little spot, and I can show you ours quick. We have a little spot that takes us to our overall year plans. So it's a nice kind of spot to keep an eye on where we've been and where we're going with our unit. So if that template interests you, the link is in there for you to make a copy for yourself. How to add a hyperlink to a Google Slide. So I prefer to use Google Slides for my planning because the formatting is so easy and user-friendly with it. On Google Docs, the formatting kind of changes because it wants you to stay within like that page range. But if you want to add hyperlinks to Google Slides for large documents, what you do is you double click on the text or the image that you're wanting to hyperlink. You use the taskbar at the top and you click that little link icon, and then you can type the slide that you want to link it to. So hyperlinking Google Slides, that's what we use for all of our planning. That's how to actually add the hyperlink. And a tip, if you're working with a large project, like this is an entire year-long project that we're doing, I do suggest adding an icon at the top of the Google Slides that can take you back to your table of contents so that it's really accessible to the entire slides, not just like a part of the slides. So what our year and unit planning looks like. Again, these are working documents. It's nice to create a skeleton, especially with the new program of studies coming up. And I'll show you what my skeleton looks like. This is the older program of studies. So this is like kind of what our developed piece looks like. So we have taken the grade 5 math program of studies and kind of reformatted it into a 2-page document. It's a little bit more accessible, a little bit more manageable. We have it printed off like on clipboards behind our desk so we can kind of check off what outcomes we're hitting and when we're hitting them. To go to the actual unit, so it's hyperlinked into the Google Slides here. When you go to the actual unit, you can see our planned unit breakdown, our key vocabulary that we all agreed looked great for the unit. We highlighted the most important vocabulary, our 80-20, so what we're guaranteeing that all students are going to have once they've done this unit, and if they don't have it, we'll address it with intervention. Co-created assessments. We've used the speaker notes to add in any resources that we had, so our shared resources, Google Slides, work pages. We have sticky notes on the outside of the Google Slides for what went really well during that unit, what we want to improve on for next time. And then in this past PD on Friday, we went through and added any of the outcomes from grade 4 and any of the outcomes from grade 6. So it can kind of support you with okay, these are what students should come in knowing, or maybe how we can support the lower students. These are what students should be able to do after, so you can maybe extend for our higher students. So what this looks like in the new program of studies is you just have your skeleton. Maybe it's a goal that you want to kind of create over the year. Maybe it's a goal you want to work on over the summer, but just creating a skeleton breakdown of, here's the 2-page program of studies outline. And then I have my unit breakdown, maybe some key vocabulary, and everything else is prepared to start to work on with your team members. Digital workbooks, we'll go into how to make them, but for each of these new program of studies units, we have digital workbooks that are prepared to add resources. So I haven't added anything yet. I'm not that far ahead, but the base is there to start co-creating workbooks based on the new resources that the district provides us. So that was a look at our math year plan. Here's a look at our social year plan. So it's in a little bit of a different format. Just get rid of some of these extra tabs. Let's look at, so again, hyperlinked the Google Slides so that we can look through each of the different subjects, different units, summary of the unit objectives, some resources and critical terminology, and then a breakdown of each subject. So this is kind of like a little bit more in depth, a year plan into a unit plan. It's all digital, so anyone can access it. This is what our digital workbooks look like for social. So exactly the same idea for math, but you just kind of got to see, you just kind of got to see like the breakdown of it. Those are the Google Slides. Here's the student package. Why I love digital notebooks is because it's super easy to send off to print services, super easy to change the order if you notice that the flow wasn't great when you taught it, really easy to add new resources as you're finding them. So digital workbooks we love to add into our weekly collaboration slides, our year plans, and our unit plans. Another cool feature that I'll just add in is the find feature. So if you go Control F, you can search for like a keyword in these big unit plans, and it'll bring you to kind of all of those different sections, all of those different pages. So having your plans digital versus paper, you get those kind of extra features. The search feature is really awesome when you're looking through kind of like these big Google Slide projects to keep you focused and find those areas that you want to go. And another great resource that I love sharing with everyone is Slides Go. There are hundreds of free Google Slide templates that you can click and it will automatically make a copy of it and add it into your Google Drive. So if you're wanting to do, like Diwali just came up, there's tons of free stuff for Diwali that you can make a copy of, trees and forests, chemistry, right? Again, these are great skeletons for you to add into a big year plan, like your math year plan or a social year plan, and then something to work on and complete with your team. So someone did the work for you. You just get to go and change the information to make it specific for your class. So how to create a digital workbook. We do it on Google Slides. The first thing you have to do when you open up Google Slides is change the page size so it matches like a printable dimension. So you go to File, Page Setup, you customize it and change it to the dimensions of 8.5 by 11. So then you can save it as a PDF, or literally I just take these Google Slides and I send it to print services and it comes back a couple months later ready to go. So really big time saver and really nice to talk about what went well and what didn't go well and change it in that moment, right? I didn't print out a bunch of sheets and look at them all on my desk and have to sort and organize them. It was just a drag and drop. How we make our digital workbooks, we use a variety of resources. So for science, I've gotten the Brown book from Connect. They have the digital version. and I just will take a screenshot of it. And I think I showed that on the next page. So I've just taken like a screenshot of a worksheet from the Brown Book, from a digital textbook, from math worksheets for kids is where I borrowed this one from a resource that you create using perhaps Canva. We take a screenshot of it, we recenter it, and then once the Google Slides are finished, I add the slide numbers so that it's easy to communicate when you're doing work with students. So it's easy to say, okay, let's go to page 7. Regardless of where you got your worksheet from, they can all find where page 7 is. Because we can learn a lot from each other too. And that's where everything that I have learned from has been from colleagues and Pinterest. So let's keep sharing the wealth. Thank you so much for coming today. Super appreciate it. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your PD.